What up, world? We here, man. Back again, the Build Your Brand podcast. I know it's been a while since I've been on air, but I'm back now. Gonna try to keep the momentum going, and just continue to work. I'm excited to have my aunt with me, man. I call her Aunt Rob, a big aunt, Mr. Rob Deloach out of Savannah. Um, I gotta let him introduce himself. I can't give him the I can't give him the introduction that I think he deserves right now. I'm gonna let him do that on his part. So I'm gonna let Aunt talk for a minute.
Yo, this is Rob Deloach out of Savannah, Georgia, man. Just trying to be a life coach to help young people achieve whatever goals in life they think they want to do. So I'm glad to be on the show. Thanks for inviting me on. And hey, let's get to the business.
Man, Aunt, well, you know we gonna get down to the nitty gritty anyway. I just wanna first off thank you for even coming on the podcast and being a part of what I'm trying to do. You were one of the guys that supported me from day one, from the time that I started. Even when I thought you was a basketball coach, and, you were like, "Man, I ain't no basketball coach," but our relationship our relationship together just built off of me mistaking you for a coach. And what was even crazier was you and Coach Freeman, my the first coach to give me a high school job, were actually high school teammates. I mean, college teammates, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you been hooping. You've been a hooper. A lot of people might not know that. They might affiliate you with the football, with something that we'll also discuss as well. But people they don't know that Aunt Rob is a hooper.
Yeah, I was a hooper, man. Back in the '80s, me and Coach Freeman, we played together in JUCO at now Coastal Georgia, but back then it was Brunswick Junior College. So, you know, we played in the JUCO Nationals out in Hutchinson, Kansas, back in '86.
Hey, and I ain't trying to show my age, coach. So I was born in '86. I was born in '86. I ain't trying to pull your card, but '86 is a great year. That's a whole nother reason right there. '86 is a good year. So I'm gonna celebrate that with you on that part. But even when in '86 when y'all went to Kansas in that time, like what was so different about the basketball culture in the '80s compared to now?
Well, I had to learn the hard way. I went to college at 17 years old. And these kids talking about reclassing, man, please. I wish I would have, stayed another year in high school, let alone trying to go to college. But JUCO back then, you play against Larry Johnson. Grandmama was a dude back in the '80s. He was 6'5", wide. I've never seen anything like that. In South Georgia, we don't have those type ball players. And I
Wow.
learned that most of those guys are very athletic. Then the NCAA started changing the rules to actually get in college. And I can only speak for me. When I was in high school, nobody talked about SATs and ACT scores, and we just had to have a 2.0 to stay eligible to play. And nobody really talked about going to college, so it was a great experience for me, and that's why I'm so adamant about these kids taking care of a lot of stuff on the front end.
Okay. And just uh being able to talk about what you do as far as the kids, that is something that I'm definitely going to ask you about when it comes to that. But before we even get to that part of it, I want people to know that like when I met Coach at this time, I was learning about what the factory was. So the factory is basically something that helps kids not only in the like middle school age, it's also the high school age as well, right?
Yes, sir. So the factory it started with my son and my partner Sam Carter.
Who do you want to
Uh,
call?
2717. Um, and he was training his son in the YMCA. One of my friends was training my son and my daughter in the YMCA. And then we decided, you know what, let's get in a facility. And then we started out with our sons and my daughter. And then I started posting a little bit of stuff on the internet. And then people here locally was like, man, where's this gym? And we don't advertise. There's no phone number. There's no website. You have to be invited, to the gym. And it kind of just took off from, 2 kids. And now we got a waiting list for over 60 kids to get in.
You have a waiting list for over 60 kids to get in.
Yes, sir. We interview parents every Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, we start now at 13 years old. And, we seeing kids all the way through high school and then like killing them, getting ready for the NFL. And then some of those, guys in college come back and give back to the kids in the gym.
So we're going to get back to the factory. We're going to get into Kalen and what he's doing as well. But you speak about your 3 kids, and I don't think people know like just how special it is to have 3 kids playing in high major colleges. Your daughter ran track.
Yeah, she ran track at Ohio State. And if you go check the record books in the state of Georgia, she has 9 state championships, 3 state records, and 2 national AAU championships and Big Ten championships. So she's the most decorated of the 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Kalen who
Kellen was a Under Armour All-American, 4-star athlete, recruited by every major college in the country. All ACC linebacker this year, and now he's preparing for the NFL draft. He actually be playing in the East-West Shrine game next Thursday night at 7 p.m. on the NFL Network.
Okay, and we're gonna celebrate that. I'm a Georgia fan, but being just a part of life with you and building a relationship with you, always had to support what Kalen was doing at Florida State as well. And then we have JJ.
Yeah, we got JJ, man. Yeah, the total package. He's 6'9.5", the tallest of the kids in the entire family, wife and my side of the family. Tough as nails. He transferred in from VCU, so he's getting his feet wet at the University of Georgia. So the team is doing quite well, and JJ is adjusting to their style of play and his new teammates.
Yeah. Salute to that, man. Congrats on that, coach, because I mean it's an accomplishment to have 3 kids to graduate of high school, let alone go to college and be as highly profiled as they are in every school, every college that they're at right now or been at. So that's just a congrats to you and your wife. But I want to ask you this: what side does the athletic part come from? Is it from your wife, from you, or both?
I would say it's a mixture because, the mom is the jewel. Finding the right one. My wife is 5'10", so I tell them boys, don't bring the little short women home. Don't mess up the gene pool. No disrespect to the shoulders, man, but we gotta have some legs in the family if we want to keep this thing going. So, my wife was in the band, and I actually played basketball. I played all sports. So I think just a combination of things that she did, being supportive, and me playing sports and just trying to figure this thing out. We've been able to have 2 of the 3 graduate from college and actually participate at a very high level.
Okay, cool. That's real. So shout out to Mama Deloach too for all her hard work as well behind the scenes.
Yeah, putting up with me.
Oh man,
28 years.
So with that, coach, like just what you're instilling not only in your kids, but in other kids as well. You were brought up as well in the military by your father, right?
Yeah, my dad was in the Army as well, but I was fortunate enough to have my grandparents raise me. So, best of both worlds.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely the best of both worlds. And with that being raised by your grandparents and having a dad in the military, how did that mold you towards everything that you're doing right now in life?
Well, for those parents that serve, this country, it leaves a void when dad is gone in the field or he's deployed and things like that. So as a boy, you just got to figure it out. And like I said, I had great support with my grandparents. My mom, was here in Savannah as well. But I just learned that, a lot of responsibilities very young with my dad, being in the service. And it made me kind of figure things out on my own, that when I had kids, some things that I probably would do different, was the way that my parents raised me. And I'm not upset about it. It's just what it is. And I could make excuses, but I refuse to make excuses for what I didn't have. I'm just blessed that, that they were able to do the best they could.
That's understandable, Coach. Definitely understandable. And so we're gonna get back. Um, we're gonna get back to the factory in itself because it's not for everybody, right?
No, it ain't for everybody.
It ain't for everybody. So just give let's say you're talking to somebody and you want to give them the forefront of what goes on in the factory, or you want to tell them about the factory as if I'm a parent. So what would make me want to put my son or daughter into the factory?
So part of it is being able to get an interview. Is iron sharpens iron. Now we're not able to know every kid, male or female that plays sports, but the kids that play sports, they know who what we say, quote unquote, the dogs are.
Mm-hmm.
So we get recommendations from the kids and other coaches around the area. Not only Savannah, we have kids in Effingham, South Effingham, Hinesville, Richmond Hill, that parents make sacrifices to bring them to Savannah. So with that being said, we identify those parents and those kids, and then we bring them in on Sundays. We sit down for about an hour and a half, and we kind of explain, what this is. It's not babysitting. It's not the parents that are fans of their kids. It's strictly for kids that want to um, be trained at the next level. We don't train kids for high school. We don't train kids for college. We train them to be better human beings. And if they want to be in pro, we want them to be a pro in life. So we've been very successful, with that sales pitch that we create better human beings. They're gonna get bigger, they're gonna get faster, they're gonna get stronger, but ultimately we want them to be better human beings. And I don't think any parent in America would not want to have their kid around, other kids, not only for the sport, but just to be better human beings overall.
Well, I'm sold. I'm sold. That would have been something that I feel like every town needs something like that. No matter where you're at, every place needs that, because if it's helping kids not only pursue their dreams but just teach them how to be a man or a woman to further their education, future, or whatever they're in, just to have a great life. That's everything. Because some of us didn't have that coming up. So being able to have those opportunities or doing things, for instance, as far as like me training kids in my hometown, something we never had, it was something that was needed. The factory in Savannah is much needed, as well as if it was anywhere in the state of Georgia, it'll be much needed too. So, man,
Yeah.
salute to what you guys doing over there, Coach.
Yeah, we having some success, and a lot of this is what we call intentional. Because today we had 5 kids got offers for football from the University of Miami, out of the gym. And we got 7 kids that got offers from University of Georgia that, work, train at the facility. A lot of high school coaches want to take credit for that. I mean, it's okay. But everybody know where the work getting, was taking place.
Yeah, people.
So, and they come and recruiting the same kids. So we feel good about the product that we put on the field. So that's why we don't have to advertise the product. When you see it on the field, the kids that go to the factory and the ones that don't.
The product shows itself.
It sell itself. Hey, that's why we got a waiting list, And they say that, the knock on us is that we want the better kids. Well, that's what we want. We want the better kids because iron sharpens iron. So all of these kids go to various schools, but they compete against each other, and not only compete in the weight room, but also in the classroom. We got kids with 4.0 GPAs. We got kids at 1,400 on the SATs. We got parents that tell us, man, my son and my daughter is much better now, that they're around better athletes, better human beings. We started a girls group with 14 girls. They come in Monday and Thursday. They come at 6 a.m. in the morning before they go to school. Seventh and eighth grade girls.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even know you. I didn't even know you got a part for the girls now.
Yeah,
That's even
yeah,
bigger.
yeah. The girls want to train with the girls instead of blending them in with the boys. You tell the girls that one time and they get it. With the knucklehead boys, they got to beat their chest. So with the girls, it's come in 45 minutes, 50 minutes to get the work in. They go take their showers, they eat, then they go to school. That's Monday and Thursday.
Man, what's crazy is we just left practice and one of the coaches said is if you had a daughter, it'd be so much easier training your daughter for basketball than it would be as far as training your son because
Yes.
he has to be a certain height. He has to be able, but with a female, it's different because if you could teach her how to move, how to get to her spots, and how to shoot the ball, it's a whirlwind for her. Everything's gonna be great for her. So that's tough, and I can see that because once you tell a girl something to do as far as basketball, oh, she right on it. She gonna hustle. She gonna do her job. Especially once they figure out with the boys, it's so like if you gotta tell them to put their hands up 30 times, and you could tell her like once or twice, and she locked in, ready to go.
Yeah, we got girls that play volleyball. So when they playing the other girls, they putting it on them. Forcing the ground. When they smash that ball, man, they got girls over there with face masks on. So, and they got energy for days, when they
Yes.
run on the court because they more conditioned than the other girls that they're playing with. And these are seventh and eighth grade girls that, that's playing JV. So we're excited about that. And, hopefully we can, get more young ladies to join because they're going to be dedicated. Their parents are dedicated and it's a lot of fun.
Well, Cole, hey Cole, I can tell you don't advertise it as much because I never knew you had and I follow you a lot of stuff that you do, especially when it comes to you supporting Florida State, and just talking about a lot of stuff, not only sports wise, but in the community as well too. So, I've never seen that, so I can tell that the factory is definitely selling itself.
Yes, yes. So, I make it at least once a week, but I still gotta go to work. Getting up at 5 in the morning, head to the gym with those young ladies. I try to at least make it once a week or once every 2 weeks just to support them as well and their parents. The other thing that I'm launching next month, February, March, is a 501c3, and it's called the Factory 2.0, and it's for kids that don't play sports, ages fourth grade through eighth grade.
Okay.
So I met with Microsoft on last Friday, and they're going to help me launch this project. Like I say, for kids that actually don't play sports. So we got to find something for them to do as well.
And that's real because a lot of people don't understand like sports is just one avenue.
Hmm.
I don't think they understand like the esports with the video games, kids just being able to even with music, so it's so many different avenues that kids deserve to have.
Yeah. So whatever the school system is not affording them, it's just open up a lane for me and my community here in Savannah to try to give these kids something to do when if they don't play sports. We know that the kids that play sports they got practice. But if you got a brother and sister, what do? They're sitting home on the computer. So we're going to take that energy and just help them figure out what it is that they want to do in life.
Yeah, hey, Cole, you're a blessing. You're a blessing not only for sports, but you're a blessing for your community in general. And speaking of your community, you hold a football camp, I think, for the last 5 years.
Yep.
Tell me more about that.
So part of the factory also is all about relationships, and that's why we call it a factory because continuously trying to meet people, bring people in, learn from other communities, and then share that knowledge. So we started this in 2018 with the kids that we were training. As they graduated high school and went to college, they would come back and give back to the community. So for the last 5 years, I've been able to put on a camp where they don't have to pay for the camp, and we have all of the college kids that come back and they actually teach the younger kids in the community just basic football stuff. And then last year we were able to do the camp, and then we were able to have 5 7-on-7 teams, and they went from t-shirts, and we had uniforms for each team. And man, we had a ball. And I had a lot of my friends that I coach with youth sports. They brought the grills out. We had a DJ, so we made it a big event. And I think this year I've secured some football former NFL players. Riddell Anthony is coming up from Tampa. I got James Coleman coming up from Tallahassee, Jacksonville area. Darryl Jackson. So it may even grow. Kenny Shaw out of Orlando. Those guys want to come to Savannah, man, and kind of, help me, help my community, and lend their support and their expertise. So I'm looking forward to the third week in May. I think it's May 19th. 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and we're going to give these kids all that we can.
Man, Coach, well, if you need me for anything as far as the support wise, and man, to be honest, that might be a trip I need to take just to really see. Cause just being able to see young kids come up in the culture, football camps, basketball camps, and just seeing those kids have the biggest smile on their faces because they meet NFL players or they see somebody, Kalen, that they see on TV playing in college, or even their favorite high school kids. So, man, Coach, that's special, man.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. They're not buying my jersey. They're going to be buying the kids that's playing the NFL or the NBA jerseys. And they're going to buy their shoes. They're not buying Coach Rob old shoes from the 80s. They don't want to buy those high-top Pumas. They're not wearing those.
Nah,
So
that's real.
I always encourage the kids that we train that you always come back, and give back to your community, because you just never know how that affects, the next young person, lives, and to give them opportunity to see that they can make it as well.
Well, when just knowing how much involvement you have in a lot of things, I don't know if you can speak on this specifically, but we've seen, whether it's football, basketball, or any just college sport, we've seen it all change through the transfer portal, and as well as the NIL type involvements. Being a parent that has dealt with both NIL and the transfer portal, what is something that you would want to tell parents that are about to deal with this or are dealing with this right now?
Well, I mean, it's a moving target. It's hard because it go both ways. For the kids, you want to leave with something, and I mean, you want to make sure you get your diploma, whether it's from the school you initially committed to, or if you decide to go in the transfer portal for other reasons. But you got to start early, and for high school kids, it probably affects them more so than the kids that's already in college, because those scholarships that just 2 years ago, some universities were taking 25 kids, but because of the transfer portal, those kids that's already been in college are already college ready, and it actually hurts the high school kids. So you used to have more time. Like I said, we started off talking about reclass. Now kids are trying to reclass up so they can at least get opportunity to get that one scholarship that they're offering. And that's in football. And I would just tell parents, if your kid is seeking NIL deals, my recommendation is do not hire anybody to represent your son or your daughter, and try to get 20% of whatever it is they're saying they're going to get. Most of these universities now have collections agencies that they're going to offer your son or daughter something. It may not be the millions of dollars, because not every kid is going to be, a quarterback or a point guard or things like that. We know that quarterbacks, they're leaders. Point guards, they're leaders. And I always say, are we playing for NIL money? Or are we playing for NFL or NBA money? And some kids realize they're not going to play in the NFL or the NBA, so that they're going to try to get the most for what they think they're worth. But, make sure you get your education, go out there and ball out, and, keep the main thing while we're here.
So I've seen kids try to take those opportunities and try to flip it, and it backfires on them. For me, when I see the involvement in the NIL, I feel like you have to get with people that understand it or have dealt with it. Hold on, I don't know what Coach went to. Oh, you there, Coach? I got you back, Coach.
Yeah, I'm
But
right here.
I've dealt with certain kids that it's backfired on, and for me, I feel like kids should be able to talk to a Coach Rob or somebody that could guide them to the right way, because I'm still learning about the NIL myself. And I'm pretty sure we all are. Nobody really has I ain't gonna say have a clue, but we don't know every extent of the NIL opportunities that are coming in here. So you have to watch those people that are actually trying to get you to put them on so they could attempt to help you make some money.
Well, part of it is it's the parents. I mean, I don't understand how parents could allow somebody that they just met to say that, hey, I can get your son or daughter more money, but you got to pay me 20% of whatever that is. I can do that myself. I'm the dad, and they have a mom, and you know, it's just hard for me to understand that logic of having somebody represent you for NIL when you can represent yourself. And most of these collectives, they have a scale of what they're going to offer depending on what position you play, um, your value, your production. It's just like a job. Nobody's going to pay you if you ain't producing. And most high school kids, what you did in high school, that doesn't transition to college
Mm-mm.
because they got dogs already in college. So you got to come in and learn the playbook. It's a whole different brand. The other thing I would say to make yourself more valuable is that you got to try to get in early enrolled in college now, because coming in the summer, you're already behind. Because you got kids that's transferring in the portal. They already play college football. They already play college basketball. They don't have to learn about schedules. They don't have to look for housing. They don't, they know what a college practice look like. They know what a weight room look like. So parents have to think about the curriculum of how can I get my child to early enroll so they can be ahead of the game. Because what's happening now is when the spring come around, it's gonna be another bunch of kids that transfer out, and
Yeah.
then and then here your son coming in June, he hasn't been exposed to a weight room, meal plans, a schedule. He's 4 6 hours away from home, and it's like, man, it's a culture shock. And the season kicks off in September, and he just finds himself around campus. So basically, at that point, you're probably going to redshirt.
Exactly.
And then every year that transfer portal is gonna keep, kicking kids out, and it's gonna like, man, it's 2 years, and I hadn't touched the field. And then what happens?
They transfer.
They transfer out, and some of them never get out.
Never, because it's not enough.
Yeah,
It's not enough. It's not enough spots. And I promise you, when I talk to kids that hit me up about transferring, I tell them I'm honest. I say, listen, it's a dog eat dog world when you get in that transfer portal. So don't get it twisted to thinking that this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to be. Because things change.
yeah.
And always somebody else either the same level as you or better than
Better.
you. So
Yeah.
you have to understand. And if I got a 6'2" guard, most coaches that I say I got to 6'2" guard, they might be like, well, I can find a lot of guards that size. So I'm not. So you have to be able to do things that stands out. You have to be able to make sure that you're going to the right place and not the wrong place just for a money grab.
So
Um,
so Juke, you train basketball, right?
yes, sir.
All right, and we just talking basketball, right?
Yes.
90% of kids that train with trainers basketball, we train about how to score the ball, right?
Hmm.
The other percentage, when you get to college, you got to play some defense. So
Yeah, exactly.
how do you transition from being trained how to score step back, dribble, crossover, all of this. And then when you get to college, they got 4 dudes to do that. Now you don't know how to play without the ball, and now you like, oh man, and it's how the pros transition. They don't need you to come in and score 30. They need you to be able to stop somebody to score 30. If you
Yes.
want to play, if you want to get on the floor.
And that's what's gonna get you on the floor quicker. But
But the thing about it, what trainer in America trains on defense?
it's a small percentage.
Very small
It's a small
percentage.
percentage. It's a
So
small
I'm telling
percentage.
you, as a trainer, you got to be able to flip the coin. You know what I'm saying? Because as they get older, the offense will come. But if I'm bringing in a kid in high school and he a hell of a defensive player, and I got a bunch of scores, you got a better chance of getting the scholarship because you're a hell of a defensive player, not how many points you score.
And
It's
I think Tyler Johnson scored the ball, but I think him being able to be able to play defense the way that he plays defense, he was able to, even because he just scored a 1,000 point this year in
right.
4 years in college. That's hard to do, but
Yes, most
he,
kids ain't staying 4 years.
exactly, and his energy on the defensive side propelled him to get that 1,000 point. Because if you're averaging 2 to 3 steals a game, that's an extra 6 points on 12 points that you already getting on the offensive side. So
Exactly.
like that's just one thing that I can say. There's one thing that I can say that works out for him. And like I had a kid that was shooting the ball, and I think he was in a slump. I was telling you earlier,
Right.
And he ended up actually starting to play more defense, and his offense started to come even more. So it kind of it worked out for him even better, because now I'm able to see him play hard defense, and it's able to move to the other, get to where he need to get to as far as the offensive side. Now
Now,
he's shooting the heck out the ball now.
now it encouraged the other teammates. Man,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? So now everybody want to play defense, and it just creates easy layups. Yes, we know offense. The goal is to score more, but defense is going to win the game. We see that all over.
Facts, and we do. So I mean, we still seeing how everything goes, and like we talked earlier, I told you we were gonna push up the issue on what we had going on with the NILs, the football side, as far as with Kalen, and just talking about how it's grown from the time that they were coming out of high school to now. And would you say that it's getting better, or would you say that it's still, we don't know how to go either way right now?
I think I like the freedom that the kids have to be able to transfer and move around and not having to sit out. And just think about this: in our days of coming up, if you went to college and you transferred, you had to sit out a year. But most people didn't think that sitting out a year, that kid actually got older.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's able to play. He ain't 19 no more. He's 20, and
Yeah.
he still got 3 or 4 years, to play in college. And as you see now, you got kids 24, 25. We got to do what? University of Miami got his 9th year of eligibility
Now
to
that's
play.
crazy.
27 years old. Man, what are we doing? 27 and you still playing football?
Yeah, and had injuries the last 4 years, but I
Four
mean,
years, COVID year, grad transfer, 27 years old. And here it is, your little 17, 18-year-old son. What is he going to do with that?
that COVID year did a lot.
Well, that was a compromise.
Yes.
Is that the NCAA say because those TV contracts were already paid out, and they had to pay those networks. We may not have fans, but we got to have something on this court, and we got to have something on this field. So they compromised that we'll give you a year eligibility back. We won't hold it against you.
And it's worked out for some people.
Yes,
I love Miami.
yes.
So
It worked out for some kids, but it actually hurt the high school kids overall.
and it did, and I see that, and I see it every day. every
Yeah.
single day. And I try to tell kids that. And what's crazy is like the two kids that you see backstage right now, they took the opportunity to take their opportunities and commit to colleges as well early, because it's no reason to wait until you graduate or wait till the season over with. But I mean, you know how it goes, and it's one more thing I want to ask you. Uh,
Okay.
I read something that I told you that I do my homework a little bit, so I read
Uh-oh.
something that nah. I didn't get you like that, coach. I got the other people that's backstage like that, but
Okay.
it's something that I read that you said that I always been saying a couple just years ago, and it always stuck with me. And it says, I wish high school coaches would put their egos to the side and allow these kids to play as many sports as the school offers until they find the one that they enjoy the most. When I read that, I wanted to know what was your logic of that when you said that.
Well, I got three, and we all started running track. And
Oh,
we played, Taylor played softball. She played basketball. The boys played baseball. Killen played baseball. He ran track. He threw his discus. JJ was a track guy, football. And then, this came to a point. It's like, okay, you do all that as a youth, but at some point you got to figure it out. What is the one that's going to give you the best opportunity to go to college? So when Taylor was in high school, she played basketball, and it's like, nah, ain't no college in America is recruiting a 5'10" power forward
mm.
that play 1A private school basketball. Now that ain't happening. But if you jump at 20 feet as a freshman, everybody in the country trying to get you. So as a parent, I made a decision that, you know what, we're gonna focus on the sport that's gonna give her opportunity to be successful. And the high school coaches didn't like it, but that's my daughter. And we made the best decision what we thought was best for her. With Kalen played baseball, pretty good at it. He threw the shot put in the discus and the javelin, but football was his thing. And he actually, was probably better on the offense side of the ball. And his high school coach Chad Sutton and my partner Carlos Blake down in Tampa is like, nah, we need to move him to linebacker. So he didn't start playing linebacker until his junior year in high school. So it was relatively new, yes. Because as a parent, I just always let them play football. We just play any position. We don't know how you're going to turn out.
Yeah,
And,
fast.
and, and then a lot of parents, they want their kids to be the quarterback, and they don't have the mental capacity to be a quarterback. Because as you grow, you got more responsibilities,
Facts.
and you
Yeah.
got more people making decisions that you got to make decisions for. And then Jalen, you know, he grew to be 6'9". He played football and basketball, but he outgrew football. And they said, well, why he's so physical? Well, football was his first love. You know,
Yes.
JJ played safety, come down and knock your head off. And he played a little quarterback. So he got, so that at some point you have to make a decision. And with me and my wife and the kids, we made a conscious decision that this is probably because you can't play it all at a certain degree. You got to make a decision. And so far we made the right decisions, and it's worked out. But you got to know your kids.
Facts. Facts. And that's real, coach. Man, we got everybody backstage, coach. We know when we talk, but
Call me
uh
anytime.
man, I'm gonna call you again and thank you again for being on the show, coach. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, and just thank you for letting me be a part of your kids' lives as well, especially the JJ's, because I tried to help him as much as I could when he was
Yeah, for sure.
trying to go from
Yep.
TSL to college, and then from when he was even in the transfer portal. So I
Yep.
appreciate you, and thank you again, Aunt, for being on the show.
Hey man, anytime, man. Good luck going forward, man. If you need me, give me a call.
I got you, Aunt. Appreciate you.
All right, be good.
You too.
Yes, sir.
So I got Coach Ben, you got time to watch film. So I see you backstage. I'm gonna go on and put my two Juke gems on right now and enjoy them and see what we can get going. But Coach Ben, you got time. You got a little time, so once we done talking to these Juke gems we got coming up, then you next, Coach Ben. Alea Mason, what's going on?
What's up, Coach?
What's going? What's up, Alea? I can't hear you though. You on mute.
Oh, what's up?
What's going on? Hey, before I start, I want you to know that Tat told me, don't be on here stuttering. He told me to tell you that last night. He told me to tell you that before I even start. But shout out to everybody that's checking in on the podcast. I got Alea Grain from Central High School, and I also have my guy Mason Smith out of Madison County. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Alea.
What's up?
Don't be, hey, look, now y'all talk a lot, so don't be on the show trying to act like y'all just.
Facts, I don't.
Yeah, nah, don't be trying to get on the show and act like y'all all shy. Then when y'all get the hooping, y'all be talking all that junk, y'all be on the TikToks and all that too. So, But again, welcome, man, and thank y'all for letting me have you on the show. Mason, let everybody know. I know I told you where you were from, but let everybody know about you, Mason. No, my bad. Ladies first. Alea, let everybody know who you are.
Let him go first.
Huh?
Let him go first.
Let him go first. Go ahead, Mason. Yeah. You go first.
All right. I'm Mason Smith. I go to Madison County High School. I'm a senior this year, and I'm committed to play at Piedmont University next year.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, wait, no, you.
My name is Alea Grant. I go to Central Macon, and I'm committed to Talladega College.
Okay, cool. So since Mason went first, now I get to ask you a question. As well, since Mason went first, I get to ask you something. So, I know you love basketball. What is one other thing that you like besides basketball?
No.
Just a hooper.
Facts.
Just a hooper.
Outside of basketball.
Oh well, hey, I kind of figured that though, but you always got that little talent though, so you might have a hidden talent that I don't know about, Alea. So nothing else, just basketball, strictly ball.
Strictly.
Okay. What about you, Mason?
Just any other sport really. Like on my free time, I'll go out. I'll like play some golf, or my friends want to go do like a 7-on-7. I'll go play that. But like really, just any sport. I love competing. So if there's any competition, I'm there.
Okay. You want it all, and that's a drive that you have when you're on the basketball court.
Oh yeah, whatever it takes to win, I do.
Okay. Hey, I like that. I like that energy. I like that. Alea, just with you coming up, and you having an older brother, like like he said, like Mason said, he like to compete. Is it at times where you like to compete against your brother? And shout out to Trey Grain, because this is a first. I have a brother and sister duo that has been on the podcast with me. Shout out to my guy Trey Grain. But coming up, man, how competitive were you and your brother?
I mean, not really. I would just go to workouts with him, like Coach Q.
Okay.
I just go work out with him.
Okay.
And he never like no competition. I just usually look up to him.
Okay. And you know what? I did hear that. I got the information that you looked up to him and just kept he the one who kept you around basketball a lot as well. Yeah, Mason. Alea is a big time hooper, man. If you haven't seen her, check her highlights out on Twitter, because Mason's a hooper too. So y'all should definitely check each other out on that. And Mason, you have a little brother, a big brother, a little brother.
Little brother.
Okay, and speaking, does he look up to you as far as playing basketball as well?
Yeah. He kind of brings out that competitiveness in me that I was talking about earlier. like my whole life, we've always played the same sports. We've been on the same team. We've been on different teams, and he always tries to say that he's better than me at something. And
Okay.
we're about 18 months apart, so he's still a little bro, but yeah, everything we do, he tries to say he's better than me at. So that kind of drives me a little bit to be better and make people know who the big bro is.
Okay, I can go for that. I can go for that. That makes sense. So you're setting an example for your little brother as well by doing some of the stuff that you're doing right now. So I can see that. And so the next question for you is, I heard that your dad was the best shooter in the family. Hey, I'm just telling you what I heard, man. Hey, no,
Where'd you hear that from?
hey, that's what they told me. Say your dad's the best shooter the best shooter. I don't know. I'm asking
Man,
you who the best shooter.
he if you asked him that question, he would say he's the best shooter, but not no more.
Okay, I can go.
He wasn't a big hooper in high school. He was a football guy. And then by the time he was like 25, he played in a lot of like 3-on-3 tournaments, and he got him some good teammates, and they won a lot of 3-on-3 tournaments. He became a good shooter. And, like I was talking about competing earlier, he would always have a 3-point contest with me. Me, him, and my little brother. We'd always shoot threes and see who could make more. And, he claims that he's the best shooter, but he knows who the real shooter is.
I can go for that. I can go for that. And Alea, again, like we talked about you and Trey's relationship. Just seeing Trey's high school journey, what did it prepare you for your own high school journey?
Real world, like competing is hard, and then seeing him compete just made me strive harder
Okay, yeah,
when I transferred.
and that's real because, like, speaking of where you transferred to, you had you and two other teammates are all committed to Talladega, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that has to be special. Like, what was it about Talladega that made you uh choose to commit there?
The coaches and like the interest they were showing, like popping up the practices, coming to games, reaching out, just felt better than all the other coaches that was looking at me.
And I mean, having people show you that they want you to be a part of their family means a lot. I can vouch for that. And for you, Mason, you being committed to Piedmont University, what made you commit to Piedmont?
It's kind of the same thing that she said. The coaches, I love both of the coaches. They'd come to watch me play for like the last 2 to 3 years. I went to a elite camp there my sophomore year, and that's when they started to recruit me for the next few years. And this summer they stayed on me pretty heavy, and the coach texts me all the time, the head coach and the assistant coach. And then I also know a few guys on the team. One of my boys that I played AAU with, he just committed there too in like December. So I already know we're gonna be roommates, and we got a good connection. So it's gonna be fun.
Well, I'm locked in on both of y'all. I think Alea, y'all will actually be moving to the SIAC in the near future. I don't know when, but I think y'all moving to like a bigger conference. That should be fun. Piedmont is in a fun league as well, fun conference. So I'm pretty sure that y'all are gonna do great things. I don't know if y'all got a chance to listen to me and Coach Deloach, but if you have a chance to go back and look at it, make sure you take time out to just listen to what he's saying, especially for when you get the opportunities to get NILs or you get the opportunities to play basketball overseas in the near future. Take heed to a lot of information that he's put out and a lot of information that people that want to see y'all do great put out as well. So I'm happy for both of y'all. Y'all know I followed y'all for years, always celebrated the accomplishments y'all had. So it's just a blessing to see that y'all got the opportunities to play basketball on the next level. I think Alea's turn this time. Alea, when you like regardless, like I'm gonna give you. You can give me a teammate and somebody that you played against. Who was that person or those people that you saw on the basketball court where you were like, okay, they're the real deal?
Competition wise,
competition wise, and teammate wise. If you don't want to say one teammate, I'll give you two.
all my teammates really, but like before I transferred, I played against Raven, committed to South Carolina.
Okay.
She yeah.
Real
And
deal.
Tanaya Lawson, yeah.
Okay. I can go for and you because playing against some heavy hitters. So I know you know what going. You know what I'm saying? So I could go for that. What about you,
Yeah.
Mason?
Teammate wise, when I came in as a freshman, we had like 7 seniors on the team, and they were all basically guaranteed playing time. And I came in as a freshman, and I actually started my very first game as a freshman with all the seniors like coming off the bench. And there was this one player, his name was Nolan. He had an injury early on, but he came back. He had like 35 points one game. He was just like carrying us, and I loved the way that he played. So I would always look up to him to play like him and be like him by the time I got to a senior.
Okay. And that worked out. What about who you played against?
Really, AAU was some of the best competition I've played against. I remember this past summer, I played against Chase McCarty. I don't know if you know who that is. I just saw he's ranked like 90th in the ESPN Top 100. But I guarded him basically the whole game, and we came out. I mean, he got some buckets, but we came out and we beat them by like 18. And, they're an Under Armour circuit team, and we were a no-name team. So it was a big win for us. And then I also played Jacob Wilkins before he transferred to Grayson.
Yeah.
And, he got some buckets too, but we came out with a win on that one too. And like I said, I guarded them, and I didn't just like way outplay them, but I showed that like whatever it takes to win is what I got to do to win, because we beat both of those teams, and those were two really, really good players that I played against.
Okay.
So it was fun. I love playing against people that are like supposedly better than me, and I love like showing who I am, stuff like that.
The one thing that I'll say, because I got Coach Ben in the back, y'all are competitors, and Coach Smith is a competitor as well. So like, I think I pulled out a mean lineup for their podcast as far as this competitors, especially Coach Rob as well too. He might seem humble, but Coach Rob is one guy that likes to compete as well. So I can really go for that. So y'all know I always try to have a little stuff. I always try to find out stuff about you guys, and I will. But I want to ask Elena this: what has Coach Kawasi and Coach Williams, along with the other coaching staff, meant for you on your journey?
You said, say that one more time, Coach Juke.
What has Coach Kawasi and Coach Williams, along with the other coaches on the coaching staff, meant to you on this journey that you've been on?
It mean a lot. Like, without them, I wouldn't be like where I am today.
Okay.
Especially the two main ones, Reeves and Coach T. Man, Coach Reeves put my name out there all the time, like back and forth, and Coach T just being who she is, coaching wise, and pushing me.
Yeah, you got that, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing you grow. It's just good to see both of y'all grow, growing to what your purpose is, and I love that. Mason, you're big on TikTok, and if somebody asks me which I Insta on Instagram too, so make sure y'all drop them in the comments whenever y'all get a chance. But Mason, you're very big and popular on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. I seen that. So if you haven't, if you're not on TikTok, or if you are on TikTok, Mason will drop his information in the comments soon, just in case you want to follow him. I don't. Alea says she's just a basketball hooper, so
I
make sure
don't be
y'all.
on TikTok.
Huh?
I don't know how to TikTok.
So make sure y'all follow her on her IG if she wants you to, or make sure y'all follow her as far as her Twitter as well. So make sure y'all drop that in the comments when y'all get off. But Mason, your nickname is May May?
Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they gave me. I couldn't get a lot about you, but they did send me this though.
Oh, you probably got this from my dad, didn't you?
I don't nah, what you mean?
uh,
Nah, he actually oh, thing. Hold on, I'm on the wrong one. He actually showed me your first dunk.
my first dunk.
Yeah. He showed me
Yeah.
your first dunk. He did do that. He showed me your first dunk. I have to find it though. I got it saved. Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I
Yep.
told you, man, we always find those avenues or pictures of you when you you were born a hooper.
Oh yeah. As soon as I could walk, my dad said he
Yeah.
put a ball in my hand. I started dunking.
Man, you were a hooper, man. I like that. I like
Oh
that
yeah.
a lot.
I love the game.
With me showing that picture and just your journey, and Alea, you'll have time to answer this question as well. So with the same question I'm gonna ask him, I'm gonna ask you. What is one thing that you would tell kids that look up to you or kids that follow this podcast that are looking to take that next step in life as far as being a college recruit in high school?
Man, you just gotta love the game. Like ever since I was young, I loved the game. And by the time I was a freshman, like I said, I played some good minutes as a freshman. I fell in love with the game. I locked in. I was like, all right, I really want to play this game for as long as I can. So to anybody looking up, just have the right mindset. Like play with confidence and just love the game. Like you got to have the right mindset to play. So that's basically it. Just have the right mindset, play with confidence, and love the game.
Okay. So I like that. I'm gonna chop that up and share that as well too. So Alea, if you could eat hot wings every day, would you?
No,
No, you sure?
no, yes.
Yes. Yes, you would. So what's your favorite
Nah,
wing?
as much as we run, nah.
Not now. So now you're not gonna say that now. What about iced coffee?
Oh yeah, for sure, iced coffee. Though.
So what's your favorite when it comes to iced coffee? What are you getting?
Just you know,
Huh?
caramel drizzle.
Caramel drizzle. Mason, are you a coffee person? You like iced coffee, anything?
Not really. I've never really liked coffee.
Hey, and what crazy, Alea don't want to talk about the wings because she know how she been running. So I like that answer right there too. Because in a coach's mind, as soon as you said how many hot wings you like every day, you probably would have been on that line or they would have been talking junk to you. So I can go for that. And you don't like cats, do you, Alea?
Nah,
No cats at all. Not at
got
all.
a
I heard.
dog though.
Huh? You like dogs?
I got a dog though. Yeah,
Oh, what kind of dog you have?
a Yorkie.
A Yorkie. Okay, then. Okay. Y'all, this is the most I've ever got Alea to really talk besides basketball. So I'm excited about that. But Mason always has that good energy. Um, so the same thing Alea, I have something that I got about you too. Because I can't ask you about your journey until I show you your journey towards basketball. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh man, oh no. Oh man, Mason had to deal with it. Where is it? I gotta find it. Hold on. Where is it at? No, that ain't it. There you go. Hello.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
man. I said, look, hey, so you were always determined to be what is that? Orange and blue. So you were always determined to be in the orange and blue.
Facts.
Okay. Look at that, man. Look at God, man. And that's probably the only time you ever tried to be a cheerleader, huh?
I play like all sports. I play. No, I used to play 3:
Okay, what you did?
softball, basketball, and cheer.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know, you don't. I ain't gonna tell you where I got the picture from, but I'm pretty sure you kind of know who I got it from. Uh, but the same thing that I asked Mason through your journey, like what would you tell somebody that's looking up to you or wants to understand the journey of being a basketball player?
what's meant for you is like run your own race. I had to learn that. Run your own race.
Okay, I like those answers, man. Y'all gave some gems out here today. So, all right. So the last question that I have for you both is, who's your all-time favorite hooper? Who do you look up to? We'll let Alea go first.
LeBron.
Okay, yeah, I rock with that. I'm a LeBron fan as well. What you got, Mason?
You're not gonna like my answer, then. Look,
Who that is in the background? I can't. Oh, that's Steph.
Curry.
That's
Steph
Curry.
Curry.
Okay.
I love
Hey
Curry.
man, look. Listen, I watched Steph Curry coming up. I watched him even when he was at Davidson. But like I ain't gonna lie, man, Steph Curry, one of the best shooters I've ever seen coming up. Just some of the stuff that he does now still wows me to this day. If I see Steph Curry's playing on TV, I'm locked in like he's one of my favorite players. Like I like Steph Curry a lot, but like now when I see him even at this age and how he's able to just score the rock, man, it's amazing to see. So like I like your pick too, Mason. I've always been a LeBron fan since day one. So I can go for that. And I'm a Kobe fan as well, man. And shout out to Kobe Bean Bryant. I think today was the day where he dropped 81 points. I
Yeah.
don't even know if y'all were born then. Now y'all weren't even born, I don't think, maybe.
Nah,
What
What
year?
year was it?
I'm a 206.
You
I
a
was
what?
born 06.
06. Mason, you born in 06 as well?
05.
05. So yeah, y'all were either coming in or you were one or whatever. But I remember when Kobe Bean Bryant dropped 81 points and it was amazing. It was like he dropped 100 points. So man, I appreciate y'all getting on the show, man. I really enjoyed y'all. You know, I told y'all weren't gonna be on here too long, but I wanted people to really see that it's hoopers in Madison County as well as his hoopers all over Macon and Warner Robins, Middle Georgia. Like I want people to see that we have hoopers around not only Atlanta, but just all over Georgia. And having you guys be a part of this podcast and a part of this journey and let me be a part of y'all journey. I want to tell y'all I appreciate it.
Yeah. We appreciate you too.
Oh man.
Appreciate you too.
All love, man. Don't forget to drop the TikToks in. Don't forget to drop your IG and your Twitter, your X, or whatever they want to call it. But again, I'm happy for you guys. Make sure that you take care of your body and good luck on the rest of the season. I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Man,
Appreciate it.
all love, man. Keep being great.
All right.
All right. Man, you gotta appreciate those kids that take time out of their busy schedule to come out and just be a part of what you want, or be a part of the podcast, or just take time out of their busy day from practice to even or workouts to even come and be a part of the show. So again, thank you guys again, and I'm gonna get my boy on the show, get him back in because I know he want to go look at film. What's going on, Coach?
What's up, my boy? You all right?
Oh man, we locked in, man. You know, everybody was great, but sometimes they say you got to save the best for last, man. You know, I had to get Coach Smooth on the podcast at one time.
Man, I appreciate you having me, bro. Been looking forward to it, man.
Man, me too. Cause I mean, for a lot of people that don't know, man, this is Coach Ben Smith. He used to coach at Dublin. He was the Dublin head coach for a couple of years, and now he's at Baldwin County High School, his first year. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys are 17-2.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
probably ranked number what in the state?
4. Just moved up to 4 this week.
Okay.
Trying to work a little bit.
Okay. So I'm trying to see where I want to start, Coach Smith, but I mean, I got a couple of notes on my paper. So
Whatever you got, bro. Whatever you
yeah,
got.
so a lot of people don't know unless they follow you on Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media. They don't know that they know that you're from Dublin, but you brought a state championship to Dublin in 2006.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First one ever in school history. 2006 beat Thomasville 96, 84. Again, it was a journey. Just I had been blessed. My group, we've been winning all our life. We won the first 12-year-old recreation championship in Dublin. Went to middle school, undefeated, got to the Final Four my junior year, and then came back and finished it off our senior year with that state championship.
So your junior year, who did y'all play in the Final Four?
Man, East Hall. We played East Hall. That's when East Hall was rolling. Joe Dix was the coach. I think he back there now. You know, they were at the time, they was kind of like the team. They were, let me see, like, you remember how Mitchell Baker used to be back in the day and
Yes.
like that. So they was kind of that class. I think that was their second one in a row that year, actually. So they just had us scouted well, had a little couple more pieces, close game, but you know, they finished us off in the end.
Man, Coach Ben, listen.
Yeah.
You know I'm down here in South Georgia. But I be telling people, like the kids that coming up, they don't really know just how good Mitchell Baker was back in the day.
Oh my goodness, bro.
I don't really understand how good Mitchell Baker used to, even with us coming up as kids,
man,
and seeing like that those 90s teams come up in our era, because back then my high school was called Green Taliaferro High School.
All right.
So we were always having to go like to the Macon Coliseum or Final Four or Elite Eight, but we would always play Mitchell Baker.
Yeah.
And people don't understand Mitchell Baker only lost like in like 4 years, they probably only lost like 2 or 3 games.
Man, them boys was crazy, man. I won number 3 in college, partly because of Antonio Haynes at Mitchell Baker. Like, you know what I mean? He used to coach up at Austin, matter of fact.
I see Coach Haynes all the time.
Yeah, bro.
And people don't, and I'll be like, Coach Haynes, people really don't understand how good you were coming up. And I got to see it myself.
Crazy, bro. I grew up like, and I'm from Dublin, right? I just used to see him in the Coliseum, but I just grew up going to the college. I still remember the first play, tip off of the game. They win the tip. They throw. He threw a lob. Listen. So I remember all that. I'm like probably 10 or 11 at the time. So
yes,
I met the coach in the lobby one time. I don't think I'm in like middle school yet or right in middle school. I'm telling McDuffie, like, I'm telling her, like, bro, I want to come play for you. Like, I want to go to Mitchell Baker when I get to high school. Like, they was like that. Then right off Clay had they run, of course, but Mitchell Baker was different, man. They were different for sure.
Very much so. And I don't too many folk know that they used to do the tip off and throw the lob off for the tip off.
Bro.
And it was crazy. So yeah. See, me and you came up in the era of, I graduated in 04. What you graduated 06. So we came up in that era where people really didn't, you know what I'm saying? The kids that are here now, they don't understand it. And for you to even bring up the fact, because I can't wait to talk to Coach Haynes tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure he see this clip, bro, because people really don't understand. Coach Haynes said he only lost like 2 games his whole high school career. So man, I think he won like 3 state championships while he was there.
I remember, bro. I definitely believe it. I don't know if for fact, but I definitely believe it. I ain't never seen him lose. Know that.
Exactly. So like, and then when you say Randolph Clay, they had Donnell Harvey. And people got to understand, Donnell Harvey was the number 1 rebounder in the country at that time, and a McDonald's All-American.
And then went to Florida doing the same thing. So it ain't like he was just on some little high school basketball stuff. That boy went to University of Florida, still leading and rebounding.
They went to the national championship that year.
Yeah.
And they lost to, I want to say they lost to Connecticut. I can't remember who they lost to.
Was it Michigan? Was it Michigan State? I don't remember.
It might have been Michigan.
It might have been Mo P. them.
Yeah, when Mo Pino came out of one day. You're right. I can't remember who it was, but I thought Florida was gonna win because I think Haslam was playing.
Yeah, Mike Miller was there.
Mike Miller. So like they were really picked to win, but Martine Cleaves was cold.
Them boys just tough. Them boys were mentally like as you get older, you look back, you be like, nah, that team just tough. You feel me? Tom Izzo, them Spartan teams, like my team Cleve's leader, like I still remember him. And we could talk about that type of stuff all day.
Yeah, man, you're right. And people don't even know, man. But just going off of that, man, you were also the AA Georgia State Player of the Year in 06. And like we talked about your guys as far as being 17-2, like this being your first year, how were you able to get kids to buy in right away?
Man, first thing I do, that's a great question. I feel with anything like where you running a business, like because when you're the head coach or whatever, you're the CEO of your program, you know. So the first thing you got to just take it when you start a business. The first thing you got to do, you invest. So as soon as I got there, I started investing in them for its time, showing them that I'm willing, whatever you want to do, having conversations with them. I'm trying to help you get there because my goal as a coach, you know, we always want to win. We always want to win region championships, state championships, but more so, see, I played college ball, I played professional ball. So I always tell people my dream is I want to meet me at 16, at 17. Like, because I had a good coach in high school. We had a great relationship and he was great to us. But for us, the college conversation and wanting to work, like I was a kid even then, like I want to go in the gym at 6 in the morning. I want to go to the gym late. And like that really wasn't going in then. So I'm that coach now. Like if you want to go in at 6, we'll do that. If you want to go in at 12 p.m., 12 a.m., we'll do that. So when I got there, it's just those type of conversations with them. And then showing them like, so the first thing I do, we meet each other outside of basketball, we talk. And then within the work and passion that I'm showing, they just kind of gravitate to it. And you got to be consistent every day. Like, again, like I ain't trying to make this too deep of an answer, but people always ask me the hardest part about coaching. I would say, bro, it's being the most demanding and urgent person every day. Like that's a hard thing that people don't like, even with my coaches, to my players, to my managers, but it also gains respect because your players looking at you like he really like this every day. Like he's not going to let me not be as good as I am every day. And I think most kids, especially these kids at Baldwin, because they were kind of fiending for that a little bit. And now it's been introduced to them. And they just gravitated to it, man. I've been blessed. And it's also just, bro, just be a good person, man. People flock to good people. If you're a good person, get the right people on the bus, you know, you could be able to coach them and mold them after that.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good answer. And what's crazy is I was going to ask you a question later as far as what would you tell a person like myself that's looking to take the next step and be a head coach in the future, or you know, what advice would you give? But man, you actually just answered the question without me even asking. So I mean, that's a respect thing. And I need, that's a great answer, man. I mean, shoot, I'm gonna have to take that with me. You know what I'm saying? And take that and write that down and keep that going for myself. Being a part of that, being a part of the culture of Georgia basketball, man. We're seeing so many different recruiting things, so many prep schools. What is one thing that you tell not only your players but any high school basketball player that wants to know how to handle recruiting and how to handle trying to find a way to get to college? What would you tell them?
Be urgent and be patient at the same time. So you got to be urgent into the fact, like, bro, you can't wait. Like, and don't always tell my team, because like we're in the small, Milledgeville is a small place, Dublin's a small place. Middle Georgia as a whole, you know, it's pretty spaced out, but it's very small percentage of what's being recruited. Don't get so caught up in just being good in this area. Don't be so caught up in being satisfied. Like I had 23 against I'm not gonna say any names, but let's just say school A. And then, but school exhibit A might not have one kid who's gonna play college sports. So don't be so caught up in doing well against that competition. Okay, so it matters, but you have to get better every day because these spots are extremely limited now. Extremely limited. And you have to work and be prepared because you might just get one workout. Or you might the offers are gonna be slim, and you have to take everything serious now. You have to take everything serious. The beautiful thing about the portal, once you get in, you might have a chance to play well. and maybe elevate yourself in a year or two. But at the same time, I'm a big UConn fan, how they run their program. So I'll show my guys clips of UConn. There's a guy, Cam Spencer, who just transferred. I can't remember, but he's a shooter. He's a fifth-year senior, just transferred to Connecticut. So I'm telling my shooter, like, this was your spot a couple of years ago. This would have been a freshman spot. But now they're getting the guy who's 6'4", averaged 14 last year, a senior at a Division I school, and now that's his spot. So just think if you want to go to these schools, you got to be better than him at 18 than he is at 23 when he has all the advantages. So that has to be your workout. It got to be a different type of paranoia to get better. And for us, the recruiting part of it, like, you got to take everything serious. You can't be high and mighty about anything. Playing college basketball is a blessing. So what if you think you're going to go you D1? If you got a good D2, D3, NAIA, and it's a good situation, the coach care about you, and you think you can thrive in it, then you need to be considering that. I'm not telling you got to jump on it right away, but you need to be 100% committed and not trying to act like I'm above this, because you can get the numbers game to get you left out in these times.
Facts. Real fast, too.
Yeah.
Real
Like,
fast.
Then you be sitting around looking crazy. Then you be like, then you calling them back, it's already full. So you just got to be the right amount of patient, but the right amount of urgent, too.
And being the fact that you played college ball, if you don't know, pay attention to the jersey in the back for Jacksonville University.
Yeah.
Coach Smith was he was an ASUN preseason player of the year. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
ASUN, he made the ASUN first team, I think, twice.
3 times.
3 times. So get me right, Coach. And it's something else that I'm missing, but for me, man, just to see those accolades and just to see you on a podcast, talking to you on whether it's text or on social media, you get that vibe of greatness, in a sense of
appreciate
not you being great, but you want to see other people be great.
Most definitely.
And that's a great thing. So you being in going to Jacksonville University, you did great things. And for me, I always have to give people their flowers, because while they're here, it doesn't matter about giving somebody flowers when they're not here. But for people that don't know, coming out of Dublin, Georgia, Coach Smith went to Jacksonville University, and he finished as the all-time leader in steals, assists, minutes played, and free throws made. And he finished second in career in points and three-pointers, and was inducted into not only the Jacksonville University Hall of Fame, but you were also inducted into the ASUN Hall of Fame as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For you, what did that mean to you as much as getting that opportunity? Well, not opportunity, but getting picked to be in the Hall of Fame for those places?
Man, I'm gonna answer this question in reverse order, right? So it's gonna go back to about being a good person. And I told my team this about a week and a half ago. So when I got inducted into the JU Hall of Fame, right? So I was I'm big on every day on trying to connect basketball to life. So I told them like, you have to, I heard Inky Johnson say this. He says you have to be, wherever your 2 feet stand, you have to be the soul of that place. So I was talking to them about being the soul of our school. The soul, like, the passion you show should make people proud that you're here. Like, so they should be identifiable with the school. So back to my Hall of Fame thing, before I just talk about the basketball part of it, as I was getting ready to make my speech, my advisor, Miss Capriati, who again, it's not my basketball person, you know, she's seen me play, but this is not like somebody who on the staff or trainer. She come up to me and she say, Ben, she said, this place just haven't been the same since you left. And she said, and I'm not just talking about basketball. She was like, you just had a lot of positive energy. And I thought like the campus was real united then. I thought you and your guys had a lot to do with that. And I saw you where as like the head of that, of supporting other sports, supporting other people, coming out to other events and just making it feel like one. And it just ain't been the same since you left. So that's that's the biggest compliment I took, like, since I've been there, because that has everything to do with as a person. Like, one day basketball gonna stop and all this. And similar to what you said, wanting greatness for others. Like, I wanted our football team to win it all. I want the volleyball team to be good. Like, if you playing, I see you go off in whatever football, I'm there the next day, like, bro, I seen you doing that such and such. Like, I want to, not like a competition. But for as basketball wise, I mean, those things I was able to accomplish those things. Had great teammates, had great coaches, but also just work ethic, man. Work ethic. That was my really. I had one other late D1 offer that they wanted me to redshirt at. So Jay, you really all I had, and I was blessed enough to come in. They were 1-25 the year I got there, so it was like you had an opportunity to play right away. So I played as a freshman. We were able to go 15 and 14, and we just kept building every year. And every year I just it got in more work. And again, man, I get these long-winded answers, but I want people, especially kids, if they see it, to like really take it all in. So I heard you talking to the other players right before Mason and a girl from Central. And one of them said something about Steph Curry. So one of the biggest things I saw that improved my career, I got invited to Chris Paul, top my junior year going into the summer. I got invited to Chris Paul camp, top 20 point guards. So at the time, I'm watching Steph Curry on TV, Tyrese Rice, Jack McClinton, all these guys, ACC, all this stuff. So I always thought I was good, as just as good as them, but I never got an opportunity. So I go to this camp, and it was like the best reality check ever. What I found out was, yeah, I really am just as good as them. But also, some of these do really, really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here, but these do like, you know what I'm saying? I'm really good. Yeah. So when I came back, it gave me a whole nother perspective of how to work. So, and this will be my last answer on this. So I just think about this. Steph, out of all of us, of course, has had the best career, whether it's NBA, pro, whatever. But what I remember most, so you deal with 20 like-minded people of going. So we get there early before any drills. We want to get there early, like, and work out and do our stuff before the drills.
Yes.
But I remember before we went to play pickup that night. So we play one-on-one during the day. We can't really guard each other. So it's like back and forth. So we have pickup that night. They send us back to the hotel to get ready. 19 of us at the hotel. So we come on the bus. I mean, when we came back in the gym, that boy Steph already like shooting and work, like sweating. But at the time, it ain't even registering, you know. So we go play the pickup. Him and Chris Paul on the same team. When I say this man was going so crazy. Like when we start 5-on-5, then you start to see the separation. Like it's different. So now when I see him on TV, I just think of years of being there 35, 45 minutes early, shooting every day, doing this. So I'm just like, he probably been doing it. This was Kyle probably been doing this since 16, and now he 30-something. And the gap just got bigger because each day he just getting there earlier and the gap keep getting bigger. So college just taught me how to work, man. That's what I tell my kids now. Like, it's a lot of kids. For every Ben Smith, it's another capable Ben Smith around the corner. And if you want it more, you're going to be in trouble, bro.
Facts. And one thing about it is, I have and this clip is going, I'm sending it to my every point guard that I have that I've trained or I've coached. A lot of them wore number 3. DJ Wright wore number 3. Peanut out of Sparta wore number 3.
My guy.
My kid. Kajarius Harris also wore number 3. And they actually, all 3 of them came into the lab with me. And what's even crazier that you talk about Peanut, I did want to talk about just those experiences as a coach to go into the playoffs and get that shot against you. Like, what did they do for you to prepare you to be an even better coach? Because you have to come out of that. You don't come out there the same. You come out there either being a better coach or you come out there being somebody that just takes that moment and lets it bring you down.
Man, but you got some good stuff. That's a good stuff. Yeah, man. As a coach, you know, it's a learning. Like I can't do nothing. I can't ask my players to do anything that I want to do. So you have to evaluate yourself. You have to evaluate like, why did this happen? Of course, Peanut made a great shot from half court. Right. We had some circumstances that led up to that. But at the end of the day, we was up 72-68 with 13 seconds left. We missed a block out and some other things. We missed some free throws. But as a coach, you like how to, because even in that game, I felt, you know, it's the COVID year. So normally that game would have been in like a neutral site. So we in Hancock. It's crazy in there. Even that whole game, I just felt I didn't have the same type of grasp on my team like I had. Like the environment was, you know how kids are, like they just hooping.
Yeah.
Like my team was competitive enough, but we weren't playing clean enough. And I also look back, and I'm usually like I sit on a stool when I coach, and so part of it, because I had total hip replacement too. People don't know that, but another part is like I like to stay calm. I feel when I get too emotional, like when you get too emotional, sometimes it clouds your thinking. And I felt that game, we jumped out early, and I think I was just too emotional. And they followed me. Like the passion was there, but they were so emotional they weren't listening the same. And they also make so you just take those things in, just some also strategic things. We were a big man team. They didn't shoot the ball well. They weren't hurting us in man, but at the same time, we might have went zone, and it might could have threw them out. Maybe sold 2 or 3 more possessions. Yeah. So you just evaluate all that stuff, but also you just teach your adversity with your players. Because when you lose like that, and I think my team was the best team in the state that year, even though we didn't win. Like we were shot at that going off. I think we would have beat Towns. So you have to go into a locker room with kids you absolutely love and have poured in there. And you know there's nothing you can say that can make them feel better at that moment. But you have to get them some type of comfort and some type of understanding and be the leader that they always seen. So you grow as a coach in those moments. You have to live with that and kind of put yourself second. Because I was in that situation. I wanted to cry for them. You know what I'm saying? But I stood up straight out of live. They looked me in the eye. We would all be able to break it down and move on. And truth be told, bro, it still hurt. But we laugh about it now. You know what I'm saying? Like I told the guy who missed the free throw, like right away, like you him, bro. Like we don't be here without you. Like don't worry. That's life. It's basketball. You're not the first person to miss a free throw. I don't want you going through your life or going back to school Monday, Tuesday, thinking you did something, bro. This life, basketball gonna have its ups and downs. You missed. As long as you was prepared for that moment, that's part of it. So that's pretty much it, bro. You just grow and get better. And now I feel I'm a better coach now because of those situations.
And that real though, like, bro, you telling me I got good questions, great questions, but you giving great answers. And that's something that, like, bro, if you're looking to be a coach or if you are a head coach somewhere, this is something that you might want to hear yourself as well, because not thinking that you're being so emotional does cloud your judgment in some situations. And that's real. So, like, for me, now I know, okay, I got to make sure that my emotions, even now, I wasn't an assistant coach, you have to make sure you keep your emotions intact as much as possible, especially when you're playing. So, like, man, you like that's a great answer, bro. And I go for that. Yes, just like, bro, I played against both those. I coached against both those teams in the Final Four that year. Sparta was in our region, and Towns kind of was in our region as well. So I actually seen, and I seen you guys play. So I definitely had my money on my boy Peanut. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I grew up, because you know he was in the lab with me, but I also told him, I said, man, Dublin is coached well, and Coach Smith gonna have them kids ready, and he was like, I know. And
shout out to Peanut, bro. Not to cut you off though, he was a point guard, right? So he never let. He was the first point, because we played Drew Chartered around before, who was more talented. Mm-hmm. But Peanut never let our pressure rattle him. So even though he was getting handled, he was the first guy who could just handle, and even he really wasn't scoring that much. But just that calm presence, he didn't let the other 4 get rattled. They had somebody they can give it to. All right, I don't got to get the ball. I'm gonna break the press. I'm gonna call whatever. I can get my spots, and he was still playing hard. So I think even bigger than his shot, what he did for the first 30 minutes of just, because we get at you, we rotating bodies, whatever, and him not ever getting to the point where, all right, I'm gonna get the ball up. You done seen that. You see point guards break and be like, man, I'm trying to get the ball up. And that can be a 8-point run just that quick. But his mental toughness, physical toughness, being in shape, man, I ain't got nothing but love for Peanut. Matter of fact, I trained Peanut at Dublin like a month and a half after that. Like he came to Dublin from Sparta. Dad brought him down. So like you said, I want to see all the kids win. Like I ain't mad at you, bro. You made a great shot, bro. You did what you're supposed to do for your city. That little small play, like you a legend forever. I'm happy for you. So you trying to go to college, man? Come here, man. I'm a point guard too. I might give you a little tidbit that you ain't seen somewhere else. So anyway, not to go too long, but yeah, that's how much
you good, man. And he's actually hooping at Middle Georgia right now.
Yeah, I gotta check him out. I seen his daddy. He came to the game in Augusta. It just be so hard, you know, with our schedule and their schedule.
Crazy, but like he's doing great things, man. I'm just happy to see him just being back in love with basketball.
Fast.
You know what I'm saying? So like, because sometimes people can take that basketball away from you and you lose the love of the game, man. And just knowing the journey that he's on and he's been on, like I'm just happy for him. And just speaking of small guards, as a 5'10" guard who did great things in high school and college, what is one thing you would tell smaller guards that are looking to get recruited in today's world?
I know what I want to say. I don't know which one I want to put first.
Man, go ahead.
Yeah. One, you got to be tough. You got to be tough. Like, no doubt about that. But I would say the ultimate cheat code, which is lacking, is your IQ needs to be really high. Needs to be it. Just having knowledge and understanding of game and feel, it allows you to cheat the game so much. It allows you to guard a guy who's quicker than you. It allows you to be better in the pick and roll, knowing to pick your spots and all that. So just the much of studying, knowing the game, it just could put you so far ahead with your teammates. And because let's be honest, most guys these days, even if they're small, they're still combos, not too many true generals anymore. So that you want to do anything that separate yourself. But for skills, in the times we're in, man, you got to be able to shoot the ball. You got to be able to shoot the ball. Get you a floater. The further you go, the more you're gonna need a floater. Your guys gonna get more athletic. They're gonna get bigger. You're not gonna be able to just get to the rim. Help side gonna go from somebody 6'1" rotating to somebody 6'9", taking 2 steps from the other 3-point line, being able to cover. So you got to get you a floater, but shooting, floating, and handle the ball. Handle the ball under pressure, not just one-on-one situations. You know, understand how to take on traps, how to string the ball. I mean, stretch the ball, screen out, dribble around it. Just little intangible things like that, I think, just separate the good guard from the great guards now.
Facts. And for me, we have a PG that's in the 11th grade, and
Williams.
Yes, Jabbar.
Yeah,
You know what's going.
Yeah,
Yes. And seeing him be an extension of the head coach, because great things happen when Jabbar is on the floor.
Facts. He's a winner, bro. He's a winner.
Yes, and he's a competitor.
Yeah.
He's one kid, man. Like, most kids gonna listen to your rap. They're gonna listen to like Pastor Troy, anything. Man, this man listens to Sizzle. So if he goes into his routine of listening to slow music, and then he comes out and drops 18 and 10 on you.
Yeah. That man listening to Snooze. Then come
listen to the Snooze, and then come out and drop you for 18 and 10.
Yeah, that's tough.
So but he's a great kid, man, and I've been around a lot of great kids, and he's definitely one of those. And he was part of the reason I ended up coming to Valdosta, because I used to coach him in camp settings for the pro movement stuff and then the freshman youth. So I built a relationship not only with him but also Coach Lee, and just being able to now be able to see it every day and knowing like, man, I gotta find me a point guard like this in the future.
Yeah.
That's what you want. He's the one. He's what you want him to be, man. Just like Peanut, he's another guy that you want your point guard to be. So, like, I've had a chance to be around a lot of great point guards, and I'm glad of that. We didn't get to just talking about you playing overseas. I think you played 6 or 7 years.
Yep, about seven.
Okay. And how was that journey as far as that time?
Man, it was I grew up for sure. But man, I was blessed, bro. I was playing in Greece, great league, France, which is my favorite country, Iceland, Sweden. Had a little short stint in China, Belgium a little while. But it taught me more about the game because they play a different style. It's more team oriented. Not as many dribbles, a lot of pick and roll, getting the ball side to side. Some stuff we teach now at our, at Baldwin, different concepts. But man, I'm gonna tell you something that what it taught me, bro. Like just in life in general and basketball. When you go overseas, like you are the foreigner. So I think people don't even like really take that into they hear it. So when you get off the plane, you're landing into another country where nobody might not speak your language, and you're trusting someone to come pick you from the airport who you don't know either, and you might not even be able to communicate with. So You get over there, just say I'm in France, and because French guys can hoop. You see the Olympics, France, or they use French or third, second sometimes. So it's not like going to Iceland where guys can play, but it's not like it's usually a big. The Americans are usually much better than the Icelandic natives. But France, you got Tony Park, you got Victor. Matter of fact, I played against Victor when he was young. He was a young boy.
That's
yeah. So, but again, I'm gonna say life. Then we talk about basketball, bro. I share this with all my team. What playing overseas teach you, like every day you have to wake up and it's not about you. Like you have to figure out how to be you inside somebody else's culture and somebody else's team. Like in America, we are very player oriented, whether we know it or not. Like even like when you talk about, I love LeBron, but when you talk about the Lakers, you say LeBron them. Like you ain't gonna never hear that overseas. You're gonna hear the name of your team. Like it's all about team.
Yeah.
So over there, you got to figure out how to work with these guys, their strengths, how to figure out how to communicate. It's not okay for you just not to speak their language. Like you're over there. Why should 12 other guys have to learn to speak English instead of one guy have to learn to speak French? So just learning that unselfishness and then applying that to life. And when I start doing that, is when my career got more successful. Instead of going over there and like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna move on, they should come to me. Once I start saying like, how can I be the best version of me inside of what we have going on? That's when my career started going to overtake. And I mean, I had a great career. I think every year I was over there, I made like all-star, first team or second team, led the league in scoring and assists, probably 5 out of 7 years. So it's not like I ever played bad. It was just more enjoyable once I didn't think so much about, all right, I'm only doing this because I want to be here next year. I only do this because I want to be here next year. But it's a great experience, bro. I wouldn't change anything about it. I mean, at the end of the day, it probably gave me 35 passport stamps, just experiences I wouldn't have had without basketball. So nothing but a blessing.
I could go for that. I like that. Besides basketball, what was something that you wanted to do growing up?
Man, I still want to write a book, bro. I've been writing forever, like, bro. I'm a man. I journal, like I just all these quotes and stuff. This is really like be coming from what I'm telling you is like from paper to my brain right now. So I want to eventually write a book. I want to write one kind of like this motivational stuff and inside real stories, and then the other one I just kind of want to write a fictional book. I have always been able to take real life scenarios and kind of put them into plays and real life situations like during COVID and like address topics as like socialism, racism, but put them into a story. But I just haven't finished it. So eventually when it slow down, bro, I'm gonna finish me a book.
Hey, I'm gonna buy one.
Most definitely.
Gotta buy one. So I think like for me, I got most of my questions asked, but like sometimes you have to say the best question for last. Dr. Tiffany Smith, Benjamin Ray, and Odyssey Georgia. What impact do they have on Coach Ben?
Bro, listen. If you got a time limit, we'll go all over it if I went too deep. Like, man, that's my life, man. That's man. Those 3 people are, man. Listen, you gonna make me cry up here, bro. Everything, bro. Everything. Them kids running to the door, like it's a reset. It's coming in. But you know how this basketball stuff is, and I'm small guard. I'm super competitive. Losing to me is like, especially for them, it's like, bro, that might mess my life up for the next 3-4 days. But then just coming in like Ray really not caring, Odyssey, she just want to see me. That's just such a reset and like the value of it. Then all 3 of them look just alike. So like if I see one, I see all 3. So man, it's just they truly the best part of my life, bro. And I always tell people can't nothing break me. But that right there, the absence of that might be, that'll be tough on me.
That real though. That real. But I mean, I can see it, and like it's nothing like family, bro. So
Right.
and I see it not only from them. I tried to reach out to your mama and get some more stuff on you. I reached out to you, but I couldn't. But I always catch something. It's always something that you always catch, my guy.
What we got here.
So like, I ain't get too much, Ben. Just you know, people gonna always share a little bit with you, man. I wish I had got your mama though, but I'm hoping she end up seeing that podcast so she can end up just, you know what I'm saying, showing the world what going, you know.
Oh yeah, that's my guy right there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's my
Okay.
pops.
Okay.
Yeah, we was at a it's crazy. So we was at a Dublin Housing Authority basketball event, and it's crazy because I don't know if you know Coach Lunsford. He like the legendary coach at our court name after him from Millersville.
Yeah, definitely.
So I met Lunsford doing this because he used to be like the head of this, and I just never know. And then so we started a conversation. So he knew my dad. So this picture right here is like at one of those tournaments.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy how life just be coming back around like that.
Pick that comment too.
I see that. Yeah, he most definitely did. Oh my God.
He called me. Then my partner Zach, man.
Yeah.
Zach called me, bro, and he was like, Juke, Isaiah Dennis just went crazy down. you just never know who you'll see. So like the basketball world, and because Zach does the video. So like he's one of the biggest video persons for basketball in the state of Georgia. So he was when he called me, I was like, bro, I already know who you talking about. I said, but bro, it's so many dogs on that ball with team.
Yeah.
I can't even really say exactly who you talking about at first. Yeah. And then I had to go back and look at what I had saved. And then I got
Mama Smurf.
Yeah, man. So we were just able to like, and I never got to really ask you the impact that they had on you. But man, just let the world know the impact that they had for you for being able to teach you the ways.
Oh man, most definitely, bro. Your most direct influence is your parents if they with you. So my mom, my dad, I'm them in a lot of ways. Like my dad, probably the most competitive person, especially when it comes to basketball. There is like, we grew up. I used to have braces, so we used to be playing 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my cooked plenty times playing, not intentionally, but it just taught me to be tough. He put the ball in my hand, spend a lot of time doing it. And my mama, like, I might have got more of my competitive side from her. Her's not necessarily in sports, but she a woman. She just ain't going for nothing. Like she's strong-minded. She been running. She's the director of housing for I don't know how many years. So she dealt with a lot of people, and she's the first female African American. So she always just stood strong, and so I get a lot of that from her as well. But man, they still come to all my games. I talk to them almost every day. But no, most definitely, bro. My dad was my best man in my wedding. Like, man, I had the best parents in the world, but you can't ask for them. I'm trying to, what they was to me, what I'm trying to be for mine.
Yeah, they're real, man. Hey, and you can't end the show better than that right there, my boy.
No doubt, my brother.
Like man, I think I had some good notes, Coach. Yeah, but man, I appreciate you taking out the time to even come on the podcast and show love because you got my support.
Likewise.
No matter where you at, if you need me for help with your kids getting recruited, one call, one text, that's all you need with me.
No doubt, bro. Good with me, bro. I'm glad we finally able to do it, bro. Again, appreciate the invite. Love the conversation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, keep pushing, keep striving, keep leading, bro. Nothing but good things for you.
I got you, man, and appreciate it again, bro. Let's keep being great. Good luck on the season. Y'all play tomorrow?
Yeah, we got Spalding at home tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, good luck. We go to Moultrie tomorrow, so I'll be looking to see what y'all do, and I'll shoot you a text and let you know what we did too, bro.
All right, homie.
All right, appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I appreciate everybody that took time out and came and supported the show, man. We still got a lot of work to do. We got another show coming up in 2 more weeks. I'm not going to be able to do it every week as much as I want to, but we're definitely going to be back in 2 more weeks with 4 more people. And if it's somebody that you want to suggest to be on the show, man, feel free to put them on, man. They don't always have to be about basketball. It can always be really football or any other sport, man. Just being able to let people tell their story or tell their journey is all we want to do. So again, I appreciate everybody. And hey man, and y'all see the picture back here. shout out to my, shout out to my folks and everybody else that support. Long live my pops. We gonna keep being great, man. I appreciate everybody that's following the journey in itself. And remember, that work gonna show.